Going to come up in Uttar Pradesh, and both leaders, as far as the Chief Minister and Raksha Mantri, are expected to be present for the inauguration of this production unit. Major General P.K. Sehgal, sir, what do you make as far as when it comes to this establishment of the BrahMos unit? Does it mark a significant step towards boosting India's self-reliance in the defense sector, which is also expected to enhance country's capabilities in missile production and strengthening national security, sir?
Without doubt, it's a step in the right direction. In any case, not many countries have shown a phenomenal amount of interest in BrahMos, and the capability of BrahMos stands proven beyond a doubt. Pakistan is absolutely and totally scared of this BrahMos missile, and is being used very, very effectively. It cannot be detected by Pakistan, nor does it have any air defense measure as of today to deal with this missile. This also is a huge boost to self-reliance as well as Atmanirbhar Bharat, and it will also be a huge boost in the efforts to become a major hub as far as the missile exports are concerned. Not many countries are already showing interest in this missile, Pinaka rocket system, as well as the Akash missile system. So this is a huge step in the right direction. Some more things that I wish to mention to you is that India has made it very categorically clear that there has been an agreement between the two sides. There was no mediation whatsoever. India has made it absolutely clear that we will not accept mediation from a third country. Secondly, there has been a huge paradigm shift. India has categorically told the world and Pakistan that any act of terror hereafter would be considered an act of war. And this has been recognized by America as well as seen by the Western world. Thirdly, it's very evident that the civil dispensation in Pakistan and the military are not on the same page. While one wants a ceasefire, the other does not want ceasefire. Fourthly, there has been an uneasy calm throughout the country, first along the border areas, but there is no panic anywhere in the country. Fifthly, there has been a huge amount of security raids going on in South Kashmir, Shopia, Kulgam, Pulwama, Anantnag. Because this is the axis along which the Amarnath Yatra goes, and it's very essential that over the last couple of years, or last 10 to 15 years, this area has appeared as the hub of terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir. It is very essential that all the fifth columnists there, all the Pakistani sympathizers, all overground workers in that area are taken care of. Another interesting thing is that Pakistan's treachery once again stands exposed to the entire world, and America must be feeling very embarrassed. I am very certain even the IMF, which has agreed to give them $1 billion immediately, is going to have a rethink on it. And that will be. Can
America take credit for facilitating talks between India and Pakistan? Because here the announcement that came in from the President of the United States even before India and Pakistan could formally announce.
That's quite true, and as far as he's concerned, let them take the credit. But the world ought to know that this was an agreement between India and Pakistan. That two DGMOs talked about it, and the initiation for the talk was initiated by Pakistan. Because Pakistan has been given a huge beating by India, and Pakistan on a virtually on its knees is going on with a begging bowl to America and to the Western world to somehow or the other save them. And also they need money. They don't even have money to carry on with the war. Pakistan is in absolute dire straits financially, and they're now wanting Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, America, etc. to come to their aid. As far as China is concerned, China, unfortunately for us, continues to maintain that they will back up their all-weather friend in totality. But that was more of a statement than what they can actually do. China fully well knows that any intervention on part of China would not be taken kindly. China also realized that the equipment that Chinese has supplied to the Pakistan army is turned out to be dud. The entire defense
and India has also made it clear to China, because we know that a conversation that happened from the NSA side to the Chinese leader there, saying that as far as India's response is concerned, it is mainly retaliatory because it was the first step that was taken by Pakistan, but it will be India who gives the Akhri Jawab. But let's get in a word from Shinjo as well, who is connected with us this morning. Well, Shinjo, we've been speaking of this timing as far as this inauguration of the BrahMos production unit. Now, as far as when we speak of cruise missiles, when this BrahMos production unit seems to be a unit which is going to be inaugurated in the state of Uttar Pradesh as well. But this is going to be a major milestone as far as Raksha Mantri himself is going to be there towards India's Atmanirbharta or self-reliance in defense sector.
See, the BrahMos as it is one of the best missiles you can have. First of all, it is supersonic, which basically means it can virtually not be touched. Once it's fired, you forget about it. Secondly, it has a range of at least 300 kilometers. In the old days, we would talk about 290 kilometers. Now it's more than 300 kilometers, much more than 300 kilometers. So it's a very worthwhile weapon to have. And what we saw after the first strikes on the terror camps, it's a weapon that works very well. No one can take away the fact that the BrahMos is a very good weapon. And we are not the only people. At the end of the day, on matters like weaponry, money talks. The Philippines, which is threatened so much by the Chinese, decided not to buy weapons from America or any other country. They bought the BrahMos and they want more of the BrahMos. So clearly, it's not just India talking about India's weapon. It's a Indo-Russian co-production, but we are talking about the Philippines buying the BrahMos missile for thousands of crores. Now, they don't do it for fun. They do it because the weapon is a thoroughly capable one. And this is something India needs more of. It can be fired from a warship. It can be fired from the air. And it's a thoroughly first-class weapon. And it's an important weapon in India's arsenal.
Kulkarni sir, would you want to comment on that? Because as Srinjo was pointing out, this plant will produce high quality material for the aerospace and for defense sectors as well, which will be used in missions like what is being said in Chandrayaan and in fighter jets as well. So this is a big victory as far as when it comes to India's space missions and of course in the defense sector.
Absolutely. Amita, I don't know, but I understand it has been used even in this recent 3-day conflict with Pakistan. And let's hope, because this is something which is a real BrahMos. And the very fact that even countries like Philippines, countries like Vietnam, Indonesia, all of them have shown tremendous amount of interest in the supersonic cruise missile with good range. Can be fired from air, water, ground. So it's fantastic. There is no denying the fact. And since it's does lead 100% it leads to Atmanirbharta, a fantastic collaboration with Russia and India, and BrahMos is now totally indigenized. So I think it's definitely fine. But having said that, Amita, let me tell you something what I notice of what is actually happening. Pakistan is now running with the hare and hunting with the hound. Sitting in the lap of China, all it is back again to saying Allah, Army, America, wanting funds from America and wanting that kind of strategic partnership of the friendship, whatever Pakistan wants to call it, higher than the Himalayas and deeper than the ocean and sweeter than the honey. So this is something that we really need to be careful about. But notwithstanding that, Pakistan has, of course, on me, because it won't be easy for Pakistan DGMO to pick up the phone and speak to the Indian DGMO, primarily because they knew what was happening, since the air bases were hit very hard. And that is where, in fact, if she had wanted to continue, we could have just continued and finished Pakistan. That was the state that Pakistan was in. And since whatever that I would say, not ceasefire, the stoppage of fire, which led to this kind of a thing, which of course, again, the deceitful conduct of Pakistan, in about 3 hours, we knew what was happening. But however, I understand again from all the people that I know about, that peace does prevail, that there is a certain amount of the tension is definitely there. You can't trust Pakistan, not now. You can't even trust them for 50 years hereafter also. So Pakistan is not an easy state to be trusted because of its deceitful conduct. But one thing is very sure, Terror is something that we were looking at. Terror will not get eliminated as fast as we thought we would have succeeded in. This will remain, and this is something we've got to tackle with, because internal enemy is also there as much as that external enemy.
Well, we'll also talk about how it has, changed as far as India's positioning and how the world and countries view India, because India, this was the moment of I told you so, as India has been telling the world that Pakistan cannot be trusted at any cost, and especially to the United States here, who tried to broker, who tried to mediate peace between the two countries. This is the true face of Pakistan that seems to have been exposed. But we'll be standing by. 11 a.m. is what is being said that this event will take place, where UP Chief Minister is expected to be present, and Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh will be also present to inaugurate when it comes to this new BrahMos production unit that will be set up in Uttar Pradesh. In the meantime, we head into a short break.